This is a wake-up call to our younger population. You are not invincible, and you need to take this virus and the variants seriously. For those who have been diagnosed with COVID at home or in the hospital struggling with this disease, our thoughts are with you and your families, and we wish you a speedy recovery. The virus is on the move in the Halifax Regional Municipality. We have community spread, and we need to do all we can to slow it down. Today we're closing all the schools in the Halifax Regional Centre for Education and the area that is under the order for the next 2 weeks. We have a number of teachers and staff either diagnosed with COVID or isolating because of close contacts. This closure will give all those affected enough time to isolate. It will give our custodians time to do a deep clean. And it will give our Halifax communities the chance to reduce their movement and the spread of COVID. We're also looking at our Cape Breton schools. There are currently 3 schools with reported cases of COVID. None of our students have tested positive. At this point, there is no known community spread, but I want to assure all parents and teachers and staff and students that we are watching this very carefully. We have added testing sites in the community, and we encourage everyone to get tested, including students. I know you're worried in Cape Breton, but please know we are monitoring to see what happens, and we will act swiftly when required. COVID is back, and it wants to stay. That's why we have to limit our movement and try to outsmart this deadly virus. We've already asked you to stay within your community unless you have to leave for essential purposes, for work, for daycare, for medical appointments or legal appointments. We've also reduced our gathering numbers. It's down to 5 now in the Halifax area and 10 outside of Halifax everywhere else. We may need to move down, and we'll see how this goes as it is. Today we're announcing a number of other areas where we want to reduce numbers, from sports to culture to faith-based gatherings. Dr. Strang will give you the details, but I want to talk to you about how important it is to follow these restrictions. It's not fun to practice and not play, to perform on Zoom instead in front of a large audience, but we are taking all the necessary precautions for your protection. Today we're opening up more vaccine appointments for those over the age of 55. Joining the AstraZeneca, we now are offering Pfizer and Moderna. This is a large group, and we're hoping with all 3 vaccines being offered that we'll be able to get more and more shots into arms. And Dr. Strang, as we continue our vaccine rollout and limit our movement and gatherings, the less likely COVID-19 will stick around. Over to you.
Thank you, Premier. Good afternoon, everybody. Another record-breaking day for cases, and while this is not unexpected, this is not what any of us want to see. At this point, we're not seeing community spread outside of Greater Halifax, but we are seeing connections between the cases in other zones, 2 cases in Central Zone. And with the rising cases and these connections, my concern is also rising. We said yesterday that the increase in COVID cases is not just a Halifax problem. We are a small province with a lot of interprovincial travel. We need everyone to slow down, stay close to home, and take this seriously, from Yarmouth to Amherst to Sydney. It would not take much for cases to increase outside of Central Zone if people are just going about their lives as if COVID is only in Halifax.